Hello friends, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to study linear equations in two variables. So to start with this, we need to understand what is an order or a degree of a variable, what is an order and a degree of an equation. So when the variable is by itself, the order of the variable is 1. That means the power standing along with the variable is 1. When it is 2, the power of the variable or the degree or the order of the variable is 2. When it is 3, the order of the variable or the degree of the variable or the power of the variable is 3, and so on and so forth. So when you have an equation, the equation we learned in the last class, when you have an equation x plus y equal to 5 and the order of the variables is 1, when nothing is given, when it's all by itself, the order by default is 1. And when this is empty, the coefficient is also 1. Coefficient is also 1. The coefficient is also 1. We learned what is a coefficient. This is a coefficient of the variable. Coefficient of variable. When the order of the equation is 1 and you have two variables attached in the equation and a constant, then it is called as a linear equation in two variables. This is called as a linear equation in two variables. Now, in a linear equation, the powers or the orders of the variable will be 1. The coefficient can be anything, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 100, 200, but it will be called as a linear equation in two variables. So now I will give you some set of examples to see whether they are linear or not linear. First you have to understand this order and degree. So just note this down. By pausing the video, you may note this part down. Take some examples. Variables could be any letters. Now you have been given an equation 4m plus 3n is equal to 21. So you need to identify whether it is a linear equation or not a linear equation. So how will you identify first? It is a linear equation because the order is 1 and it is a linear equation in two variables m and n. So that's why it's a linear equation in two variables. Next, so write down a few of them. Now this equation, the second equation, 3x square minus 7y is equal to 13 is not a linear equation in two variables because the highest power is 2. X square ka power is 2. Then root 2x minus root 5y is equal to 15 is also not a linear equation in two variables because root means power is half. Power is x raised to half, not x raised to 1. Next, 0x plus 6y minus 3 is also not a linear equation. It is a linear equation because the powers are 1, but it is not a linear equation in two variables because 0 into x is 0. So you will get 6y minus 3 is 0. So you will get just single variable. So it is not a linear equation in two variables. 0.3x plus 0y minus 36. This is 0y. So 0 into y is 0. So you will get 0.3x minus 36 is equal to 0. So there is no y term or there is no second term along with this. So this is also not a linear equation. This one you have to cross multiply to check. You will get 4y plus 5x is equal to 4xy. This is correct. This side is correct. It is 1 power 1 power. But here it is xy. Xy means 1 power and 1 power. So together they have 1 plus 1, 2 powers. So it is of the order 2. Order 2. So this is also not a linear equation in one variable. I request you to note this down. This is the only one which is a linear equation in two variables. Okay. Okay, so now we shall see the method of elimination to find a solution for two linear equations. First, you need to check in the question whether the equations are linear or not. That means x is power of 1, y is power of 1. So 5x minus 3y is equal to 8. 3x plus y is equal to 2. X is power of 1, y is power of 1. So they both are linear equations in two variables. Once you know that they are linear equation, how will you solve this? First we will learn the method of elimination. Elimination means removal. So you need to remove at least one variable completely and get the value of the other variable and then substitute into the equation to get the value of the eliminated variable. I shall explain you this. You have 5x minus 3y and 3x plus y is equal to 2. So you can either eliminate x or you can either eliminate y. So we'll go to eliminate y because the coefficient of y is 1. So when we eliminate y, we need to only multiply this by a single number, that is 3. When we make both of them 3, then they can be subtracted with each other and you can reduce the equation. When you go for elimination of this variable, what will happen is 5 and 3 are not multiples of each other. They are prime numbers. So you will have to multiply the entire equation by 3 and this entire equation by 5. As you do the sums and go along, you will understand which is the easier way to substitute, which is the easier variable to remove. So, first step, multiply second equation by 3. So what do you get? 3 into 3x, 9x plus 3 into y, 3y plus 3 into 2, 6. So when you multiply 3 by these terms, you will get 3 into 3 plus 3 into y plus 2 into 3. Now you can add. Second step is to add 1, and now this is a new, so this becomes 3. Add 1 and add 3. So when you have 5x minus 3y is equal to 8, this is 1, and 9x plus 3y is equal to 6. When you add these two, you can subtract them. 3y minus 3y plus 3y. Minus 3y plus 3y is subtracted, and 9 plus 5 is 14x is equal to 14. 14x is equal to 14, so x is equal to 1. When you divide 14 on both sides, you will get x is equal to 1. So this is a part solution of the equation. Now you need to substitute the value in either of these equations, the value of x. So I will substitute the value of x in 2. 3x plus y is equal to 2. So here you need to write substituting x is equal to 1 in equation 2. So 3 into 1 plus y is equal to 2. So 3 plus y is equal to 2. So y is 2 minus 3, which is minus 1. So x and y solution will be 1 and minus 1. Solution for 1 and 2. Just note this down. Okay, so this is the most commonly used method, but I will teach you one more method called as the substitution method for the same example. Now we have the method of substitution. In this method, we will substitute one value into the other equation and then solve the two equations. So since y is easily available to us, we will take y as 2 minus 3x. Y as 2 minus 3x. I took 2 and I took 3x on the other side. So it was positive, it became negative. So this value, which is now 3, we substitute 3 in 1. The reason I took y is because y's coefficient is 1. So we need not have to divide below by any number and then substitute and then do cross multiplication, make the terms similar with the same denominator. All that we need not do. That's why I took this equation, which is directly available to us. This is not a very common method, but you can keep this in mind. Now when you substitute 5x minus 3 into 2 minus 3x is equal to 8. 5x minus 3 2s are 6. Sign of the minus number, because minus into plus is minus. Minus into minus is plus. We are multiplying this, right? Minus 3 with 3x. So plus 9x is equal to 8. 9 plus 5 is 14x is equal to 14. 6 I take on this side. So it will become positive. So it will become 8 plus 6. So x is equal to 1. After this, you got the value of x. Now substitute x is equal to 1 in any of the two equations. So I will now substitute in the top one. 5x in 1. 5x minus 3y equal to 8. 5 into 1 minus 3y equal to 8. 5 minus 3y equal to 8. I'll take 8 this side. 5 minus 8 is 3y. 8 minus 5. 3. So minus 3 is 3y. So y is minus 1. 3 divided by 3. So y is minus 1. This is the method of substitution. I want you to please note this down. So now we will solve these two equations. This is the second example in textbook. So we will solve this two equations by method of elimination. So in order to eliminate, which variable will you choose? What do you think? You need to eliminate x or you need to eliminate y? I feel and I think that it's easier to eliminate y because they have different signs and you have to only multiply 2. Now how you understand whether you have to multiply with 2 or whether you multiply with 3? This is the coefficient. Now again same, here it is 3x and 5x. If I want to eliminate x, I will have to multiply this entire equation by 5 because 3 and 5 are prime numbers. They don't have anything in common. So this would be multiplied by 5 and this would be multiplied by 3 and then x would have gotten eliminated and you would have got the value for y and then you substitute the value of y in one of these equations to get the value of x. So now we will eliminate y because y coefficient is 1 and signs are different, so it's easier to add than to subtract. So go for addition kind of sums. So first what we'll do is multiply. This is equation 1, this is equation 2, multiply 2 by 2 so that both terms become the same and we can eliminate them. So 5 2s are 10, x minus 2y, 18 2s are 36. Now this value, this is the third equation. We will substitute this value in, no, we will now add 1 and 3. Now see, when you are ready to add both, this has a minus sign, this has a positive sign. So these two will get cancelled. That means 2 minus 2 0, 10 plus 3 13, 13x is equal to 65. When you add this you get 65 and x is equal to 5. 65 divided by 13. So x is equal to 5. Now you need to add, substitute x is equal to 5 in any one of the two equations. Now this equation is simpler because its coefficient is 1. So I will substitute in this equation. So substitute x is equal to 5 in 2. So 5x minus y is equal to 18. So 5 into 5 minus y is 18. 25 minus 18 is y equal to y. So 7 is equal to y. So y is 7. So x is equal to 5 and y is equal to 7 are the solutions to the given linear equations. So in this way you need to solve the sum. Now I'll give you one tip. I'll just tell you, 1 second. You may solve the sum however you feel, but if you don't write the statements, what you are doing, then the examiner will not understand what you are trying to do. So every step should have a statement. For example, I am doing multiply by 2. So I need to write and mention this statement. If I am doing add 1 and 2, I have to mention this statement. If I am doing substitute, I have to mention this statement. Eventually, when you come to the end of the sum, you need to mention that this statement, x is equal to 5, y is equal to 7 are the solutions to the given linear equations. So this statement is also compulsory. And always mark the equation numbers. Like this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and where you got x, where you got y. You can box this for clearer understanding. If you write it in a neat way and you do it in a neat manner, the examiner will give you marks easily. If you make it clumsy, then your marks might get lost. Okay, so please note this down. Okay, so this is the third type of example. In this example, if you have a type of ax plus by is 21, bx plus ay is 11. What does that mean? When the coefficients are interchangeable, like both are different, like 17x, 17y, 15x, 15y. So this is equation 1. This is equation 2, and this is of the form ax plus by is c1 and bx plus ay is c2. When you have the coefficients like this, ax and ay, by and bx, and constant can be different. When you have such an equation, you will solve it in a different way. I'll show you the steps. So the first step will be add the two equations. You have to write complete equations. I am writing in short EQNS. So when you add the two, you need to write it like this. So we get 32x plus 32y is equal to 32. Now you need to specify divide throughout by 32. When you divide throughout by 32, you will get x plus y is equal to 1. So this is your third equation. Next step is to subtract two equations. 2 from 1. Okay. So 15x plus 17y is 21. 17x plus 15y is 11, and when you have a minus sign, when you have subtraction, when you subtract the two equations, the way to do it is top equation will remain as it is, the below equation signs will change. So now 17 minus 15 is 2x, but you will take the sign of the greater number as I shown in the previous video. Then here it is 17 minus 15 again, but sign of the greater number. Greater number is 17, so 2y. So minus 2x plus 2y is equal to 10. Now you need to divide throughout by 2. Now once you divide throughout by 2, you get minus x plus y is equal to 5. So this is the fourth equation. After getting the first and the fourth equation, now you can add third and fourth, as x and minus x are going to get cancelled, add third and fourth. So x plus y is equal to 1. This is the third, x plus y equal to 1, and this is the fourth, minus x plus y equal to 5. So this x and this x will get cancelled. This will become 2y is equal to 6. Therefore y is equal to 3. This is the y answer. Now you need to find x. So substitute y is equal to 3 in 4 or in 3, whichever you want. So you will get minus x plus 3 is equal to 5, and if you come this side, 3 minus 5 is equal to x. So x is minus 2. So minus 2 comma 3 is the solution. X comma y is equal to minus 2 comma 3 is the solution to the equation. Now after you understand this, again I will repeat, you need to mention the statements at all times. So add the two equations, divide throughout by 32, subtract the two equations from 2 from 1, divide throughout by 2, add 3 and 4, substitute y is equal to 3 and 4, and finally the solution. So these all steps need to be followed. You can note this down. Then we will end this video. This is all solved examples I have explained you. In next video we will do the practice set, or I might share with you a link where you can refer to some sums from the practice set. I will not be solving all the questions because that will make you lazy. So you need to solve some questions by yourself. But in the practice set, if some things I find difficult, I will make a video for it, or I will share a link so that you can refer to the answers. Thank you.